Here at the New Jersey dump dig, and I've just got a folding ruler. Most people just dig these part of them right here, but actually I think I've got the whole thing minus the wood, of course. So neat little piece. Joe just got a marble.
Little marble.
What kind is that, Joe? Or can
it looks like
tell?
it's half black and half almost like an orangey red. It might be a machine made.
Oh. There's been some good ones come out of here, right?
Yep, we got some handmade German ones from the 1880s came out of here.
And three-piece, oops, excuse me, my hand's shaking. Three-piece staff. It was actually just laying in the dirt. Like a civilian button. A lot of sash button, buckles and stuff. Excuse me, not buttons, buckles. But all this stuff, anywhere from early 1800s up to the turn of the 19th century, 20th century. So I'd say this is probably 1880s or something. Anyway, Pete just got a nice Civil War era eagle button. We'll see that in a few minutes. And a piece of some kind of belt buckle. Now we're looking for the match to this that Pete dug. This is a Civil War era belt keeper. The later ones had a wider tongue on them. Yeah. Got a marble.
Look at this one.
There's a marble.
This is an old style.
Oh yeah, there's an old style two-piece interlocking iron buckle. Civil War era 100%. Awesome. Okay, finally I have broken the ice. On day 2 or 3 or whatever, I have a snake buckle. It's an iron one, but it is a start. Okay, Joe's just gotten about his 4th or 5th snake buckle.
Yep.
It's just laid in the loose dirt.
First 2 minutes.
Wow.
Now I'll probably go all day without finding any more.
I need to get one now. We're fighting the rain too, so let's hope for the best. Got a high dome button. I think it's a staff officer.
We got an old Boonton, New Jersey bottle. This is a town north of here. So how it got down to this site, no one knows.
Who knows? Somebody made the journey. Wow. What a place. Yep. Look right here, hanging out of that clump.
Snake in the clump.
Yep, snake in the clump. Brass snake buckle. There we go. Oh, that's a nice one.
It'll clean up nice. That's a brass one.
I just spotted a white porcelain button, which they aren't that rare at this site, but this is kind of a new little area, so need to find out if anything else around here. These are most of them are probably mid 1800s. Right in the hole, if you can see, he's got some kind of crock and it looks intact. You know, I think him and me are gonna dig in here a little. I got a little porcelain button. I thought I saw like a bowl.
Section with the bottles coming out over there.
There is?
Yeah, Bob's gonna take a picture. I got a butter crock that's stuck in the side. It's intact.
I thought I had seen a pot bowl. There's a good pot bowl right there, yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Well, it's got a chip on one side. Anyway, because you guys were so nice to me, what's your club?
East Coast Research and Discovery out of northern New Jersey.
How do they find you?
We're on, we have a website, ecrda.org, and also on Facebook.
Pennsylvania National Guard button. Some of Bob's buttons.
Bob's Button sounds like a store.
Bob's Buttons. Connecticut button, I think.
How about this?
Oh, a jack.
Cool, jack.
If you've never stepped one of those at night with your shoes off, you haven't lived.
We used to throw them in front of each other, running around. We did. We used to throw jacks running around. We used to get my cousin running. Get my cousin running and chase us, and we'd go like this.
I would imagine, but you dug all that out of a hole that was about 2-3 feet across, didn't you?
Well, I expanded it today, so it's probably more like 6 feet by 4 feet.
I'm guessing you've got at least 300 or 400 buttons there, if not more.
Well, I've got a lot more than that.
Maybe 1,000. A few coins that's come out of here.
How about this one? Get a little video of that. That's kind of cool. Joe Jorgensen and I, Pete Schichtel, of the Lost Treasure Seekers, been working with Butch Holcombe and American Digger magazine. Well, this is a very interesting, and as far as I can kind of figure, I mean, I don't think a lot of people have really done too much with this sort of a thing. These are our pulp dump sites that we've been digging across our area. In industrial areas like the Northeast, states like New Jersey, along a lot of the rivers, sprang up mills of all sorts. The rivers powered them. And paper mills were a pretty popular thing. Paper was, of course, a big item as it is today. One of the components of paper is cotton-based paper. Is cotton fiber. It helped bond the paper, the wood pulp, and all that together, and all whatever sort of bonding agents were used, and all that. A very cheap source of cotton, as opposed to going and buying raw cotton, was rags. So inevitably, when the people were collecting rags and selling them to the mills and things like that, they came across whatever they could find. It might have been people emptying out closets. It might have been surplus, army surplus, whatever sources of rags. And the more rags, the better. And a lot of times, a lot of these things, what they had to do is they had to basically clean the cotton. And they would emulsify it, putting the cotton into vats, and they would churn and shred it and slice it up, so they could have a pure pulp, cotton pulp that they could mix in with the wood pulp. Inevitably, a lot of the items picked, as we said before, were clothing and things like that, with buttons and whatever else on there that had to be basically separated from the cotton pulp. So they were filtered and screened as the cotton was being emulsified. And at one point of the operation, it would appear apparently that they would take these screenings from the cotton pulp, and they would dump it in proximity to the mills. And we had come across sites where we were finding a lot of military buttons and items, and some people had thought that initially might have been encampments and things like that, but quickly began to realize it was always in proximity to some sort of an old mill. Usually there was no traces of the mill left, and the only thing really that would indicate there was a mill might have been a dam or these pulp dumps. In these pulp dumps, we have found jewelry. We have found everything from reals up to more contemporary silver. We found, oh God, the mourning ring. I mean, very oddball items that you may have found someone may have just left in their pocket. Purse frames, things like that. We find an abundance of dolls, because dolls were of cloth bodies. Anything that was of cloth, buckles, tents. We find tent grommets. At a couple of sites, we found hundreds of tent grommets where tents were used in the cotton process. So again, once all this was emulsified, whatever appeared within the pockets or appeared on the clothing, buttons, pins, badges, we found police badges, we found...
Okay, the pistol. I remember you digging that yesterday.
Yep. This is one of my favorite things over the past year. Little toy pistol. It seemed like it had an attachment device of some sort. And most likely, by the looks of here, some sort of a cap gun or something.
It looks like it. It seems like that was before the era of caps. So yeah, I don't know when caps came around.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's very
great
neat.
Little piece. Probably, this one site probably dates 1890s, 1890s, 1880s, 1910 in that area. And I found a complete felt hat. Complete felt hat.
That is
Shoes,
neat. Yeah,
belts,
I saw the hat.
And a lot of the stuff we find still has material on it. And it's like that piece right there. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Well.
And we're looking forward to next year's trip. Part 3.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
A lot of fun.
Thanks, Pete.
You're welcome.
Hey, folks. This is Butch Holcombe of American Digger magazine. I've just gotten through with 3 days of another dig up in New Jersey with Pete Schichtel and Joe Jorgensen and our senior editor Bob Roach. This is the dig that Bob found over 1,000 buttons on. I didn't find that many, but this is just my secondary stuff here. I've got my good stuff soaking, my buttons and all, but I've already seen a button or two down in here already. We're going to hose this out in a sifter and get some of the dirt off and see what we can find in it. Here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wash it like I did last time with the hose and a sifter, and just kind of go through it and see what all we got here. So got a little bit of everything. Tell me what that is. Anyway, I'll let you know what we find. We clean a lot of stuff at once, so. Purse frame, big purse frame. Weird stuff. Doll arm. Doll. Anyway, got a little bit of everything. Got some very old China mixed in with it too. This is a maybe late 1700s, early 1800s blue China. This is a screw top bottle, so it's not that old. We got it at a side area of the dump where there was a lot of 1940s bottles, but it's got the glass eyedropper still in it. I think it's probably Vicks nose drops or something.